Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm super pumped. Why? Because it's the greatest day of the week. It is Star Trek Lower Decks Day. What's on the offerings today, my friends? It's easy. Season 2, Episode 2, Kayshon, His Eyes Open. Now, just the title makes me think that we might be dealing with the Tamarians from Star Trek The Next Generation. I remember that this is a race that Picard had to kind of figure out how they spoke, and it ended up being a metaphor. They spoke in metaphor or examples. And so once that was kind of figured out, they were able to communicate and figure out what the actual definitions of these things were. The only one I remember is Shaka. When the walls fell. I think that's one. If I'm wrong, blast me, flame me. If I'm right, just kind of nod and be like, dude, you should get that one. That's like the easiest one. So don't give me any credit, but blast me if I got it wrong. My friends, that was then, this is now. Now, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, smash subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It would be much appreciated. And of course, if you would like to get these episodes early or the full-length versions of these episodes, both are available over on Patreon. The link is in the description. But now, my friends, there's nothing to it but to do it. So it's time for Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2, Episode 2, Kayshon, His Eyes Open. My friends, prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Look at that beauty.
I'm so zonked.
The red alerts.
Oh my gosh.
You to pick one. Jet. What
Hey, it's Jet.
Got reassigned to beta ship. Looks like we'll be showering together.
I'm sort of the unofficial leader. Feel free to come to me with any questions.
She's joking, right?
Nope.
I thought Jet outranked them. Oh my gosh.
Fine with me. I could go higher.
That's a little high.
I like that they're blurring them out. It's crazy.
Do this all day.
Never felt more.
Uh-oh, two alphas. They're bleeding. A cold open, great. Okay, so now that we're over in the intros, I will say this. I'm not sure. Again, I knew that they were going to, there's several people that need to be replaced on the Cerritos. Obviously, Boimler's position would have to be replaced with Beta Shift, but also Shaxx. And I was actually thinking that Jet, because of the way they ended the last season, where even though it was holodeck Carol Freeman, it was Carol Freeman in Crisis Point when she said, oh, Jet, that type of assassin tackling is what gets you a promotion, which makes me think that, you know, the real Carol would probably view Jet similarly because he seems to be an incredibly competent officer. Also, one of the things I love about Jet, and we'll see if they do it in this episode, if he's actually goes beyond the cold open, if he's in there, it seems like they love, or the writers love, to have an off-camera, like, disembodied voice yell out some type of like support or some type of like exclamation anytime Jet is in episode or in scene. We'll see.
Now, a prominent collector has died, leaving behind a starship full of hazardous treasures that need to
Oh, wow.
be safely cataloged.
I'm sure there's a million Easter eggs there.
Well, I'm supposed to auction off his things per guild rules, but I don't know what kind of dangerous items he might have been hoarding. I need you guys to come in and safely dispose of anything that could,
Dangerous items.
Happy to help. We'll prepare a team.
and I'll be overseeing them. I don't want any of your crew getting sticky appendages.
This guy gives off big comic book collector energy. Huge comic book collector energy.
No, I think this is a fine first job for our brand new head of security.
Oh, neat.
Lieutenant Kayshon?
Just talking about that.
Rapungi, when he joined the Seven.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. The universal translator doesn't always. What I meant was, it is my honor, Captain.
Nice.
We're basically clearing out a dead dude's storage locker.
I thought Jet was a lieutenant. He is an ensign. Okay.
Ah, man, Boims would have loved this mission. He took ethics of collecting at the academy.
Ethics of collecting.
I bet he's living the dream.
Cut to. Yep. Yep.
Mr. Boimer, attack pattern Delta.
Man, they are going after the Packlids, aren't they? And they should. Sons of bitches destroyed an entire ship.
Fire!
Oh, run away, Packlids, run away.
Darmok and Jalad on the ocean,
Working with you?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, he knows Tamarian?
It's no problem, sir. Or should I say, it's no beast at Tanagra.
Oh,
More like suck up at Tanagra.
Hey, listen, Jet does his homework.
What you do, stop to debate the human rights of a robot?
Big comic book collector energy.
This is just the first room. Most of the collection's further in the ship.
Most.
Oh, how much can one guy collect?
Sister, you got no idea.
Big comic book collector energy.
Attacks on these outposts.
Oh, we're going back to Titan.
Ain't weaponizing Veruvian ore a bit above the Packled's grade level.
Ain't weaponizing Veruvian ore.
And believes there may be another player involved.
Oh.
We'll embed an away team there disguised as miners with the goal of planting a tracking device.
Boimler's profile pic is hilarious.
Got another old disintegrator here.
Oh, hey, Cyborg.
Oh my god.
Pretty rare.
Chateau Picard. I got that one.
Only a few of us in Starfleet.
Interesting.
Careful, Rathy. He's gonna try to collect you.
Yep.
Timber, his arms open.
A gift?
Yes, gift, sorry.
Nice. I like this guy.
You might want to focus.
And you might want to loosen up.
Oh, yeah, loosen up
So-
while carrying ordnance. Great idea, man.
Is Jet a more competent, like a mix of Boimler and Beckett?
If you're seeing this hollow message, it means I'm dead, and you're trying to steal from my precious collection.
He is in a pose on that painting that looks like Vigo from Ghostbusters 2.
Be part of my collection.
Oh, come on.
Lieutenant Kayshon!
It's send his eyes red.
He's saying it hurts.
Oh no. Oh my god.
That beam turned him into a puppet. He'll be worth a fortune.
Come on. What is... Oh, I'm sure I'm supposed to know all this stuff.
Manhaver to Cerritos, come in. Comms are blocked.
We gotta get out of here now.
No, 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 no.
I've got him.
No, I've got it.
Oh my god, don't tear him apart.
I told you to keep your hands to yourself, Orion. Just great. This is what I get for involving stuff.
Oh boy.
Be my guest.
That's what I'm saying.
For us to make it out of here, we're gonna have to travel into the belly of the
Quiet.
beast.
I've got a safer plan.
What? No, you don't cut off my badass plan. Not even Boimler would.
He's gone. Get over it.
Oh boy.
Right here. And fewer galleries to go through means better odds. We don't need to be heroes today, people. We just need to survive.
I'm with the hunk.
I'm with the hunk.
Rutherford, what about you?
Yeah, it just sounds less risky. It's more like what our training says to do.
Exactly.
It's more like what our training says to do. Oh, Beckett.
What? Exploring?
On a ship with 5 daycare centers.
5 daycare centers.
They went to different dimensions. They fought the Borg. They insurrected.
They had regular string quartets. Wow, what a rush.
But that's what Boimler wants.
Commander, are you suggesting that I micromanage?
No, not at all.
Because that is what Starfleet Command said in my evaluation.
Oh, that's...
Lieutenant Kayshon is an accomplished officer, I am sure.
And he's currently a hand puppet. Oh, shit. Oh, his implant. Oh, fuck that guy. Oh, thank goodness. God, it was pulling out of Rutherford's head. We can't have that happen again. What is this? Is that a giant Starfleet officer?
Your lousy hands off me.
He stole it.
You took it! That's what set off the ship! This is all your fault, you pervert! No judgment.
Oh, save it, Orion. I don't got to answer to nobody but me.
Well, make sure you cross through that laser beam behind you.
Don't move.
I'm done listening to you.
There you go.
Maybe his helmet saved him?
No.
Oh.
Guess we have to go up and over.
Mariner popped the collar. Popped the flap, I mean. I know I'm supposed to know this. I remember there's some type of giant Spock at some point. I think that might be it.
What are you talking about?
You want everyone to see you as this big, brave hero who only cares about the team, but no.
I think Jet is exactly what you see. I mean, Jet's Jet. Ruh-roh.
I think you triggered some kind of network response.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Suck us to death?
It looks like it. Oh my god, are they like flying Roombas? Is that Abraham Lincoln?
Don't listen to him.
Stand down, Mariner.
You stand down. I tell you to stand.
This isn't gonna work. This is not gonna work. Two alphas.
We take your mind. It is our mind now.
I hate the Packlets.
We miners shall overcome.
Dude, you're clearly Starfleet. Your hands are super soft and clean.
No, I'm a miner with a heart of...
Dude, you're clearly Starfleet. They're like the only non-green species. I don't know what that species is.
Diving in is just how I work best.
And I like to think things out.
Then work together.
Great. So then what? Neither of us should be in charge? Oh. Rutherford, Tendy.
What do you two think we should do?
We two?
I don't know. This isn't really my... Well, actually, these are Excalbian bones with enough...
Go, Tendy.
Which we could use to cut through the wall paneling and access the engineering subconduits.
Let them cook!
What? Why didn't you say something before? Because you guys were in charge.
You're all the same rank. You're all the same rank.
Long story, sir. Requesting emergency transport.
Get them out of there.
I can't, sir.
Why the
There's
hell
a lot
not?
of
There's
interference.
some sort of distortion field.
Yeah, the communications are all distorted.
We need to hit the door with the saw.
They're just literally just hitting it with the saw instead of turning the saw on.
I'm sorry, I gotta be honest. I didn't join Starfleet to get in phaser fights. I signed up to explore.
Explore.
To be out in space.
Yeah.
I love that when Riker was on the Enterprise, he was out there jamming on the trombone and catching love disease and acting in plays and meeting his identical transporter clone Thomas.
Hey, that's Thomas. That's his name.
Yeah, Thomas Riker. He was created from a distortion field that was actually a lot like...
Wait. Look at him go.
Stay alert, stay alive.
Damn.
What the hell is going on?
The ship tried to collect us, Captain.
Where's Kayshon?
Kayshon, when he became a puppet.
Oh. What are you doing, Boimler? Are you creating clones?
Get them out of there.
It's not Boimler, though. Oh, no. What are we going to get, Brad? What have you done?
Rerouting main power, initiating second containment beam.
They got him. But why did he mention the clone before?
Energize.
It's a Boimler.
Oh, man, a copy of me got transported out? Boo. I'm the transporter clone? Boo.
No, I just got finished watching The Enemy Within.
Computer, play Nightbird.
Play Nightbird. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Enterprise. You did good.
Go boldly out there, mate.
Good job, Brad. I'm still pissed at you, but good job, Brad.
You think we'll ever see him again?
I do. Cause, like, his clone's here.
You'll see, yeah, you'll see him fucking every day. They got him back. Oh,
First guy got turned into a doll.
I am not a doll. Don't play with me.
I had you wrong, Jet. I thought you were another one of those tryhards who only wants to rank up, but you love the job, and I respect that.
And he's gonna rank up.
Oh my God, it's Boimler! It's my friend!
Wait,
What are
you're
you
supposed to be
doing
on the
here?
Titan.
I got transporter cloned.
Pay up.
Pay up!
Clone me is staying on the Titan, so here I am.
Wow.
You sure it's Clone Me? I guess it is.
Oh, I'll let you all catch up. I know you got like a shared history
Oh
and
man,
stuff.
so much to tell you.
Oh, don't be dismissive of Jet.
Yeah, it was a bunch of complex characters thrown into heavily serialized battles, which always ended in mind-blowing twists and made me question the basic tenets.
Oh, they got him back?
Yeah, go get him. You have a lot of work to do for abandoning me.
You're not letting that go, huh?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going.
From now on, you'll get all the drinks, you backstabber.
You- Bring Jet in here.
Are you tired? Because you've been our knock at the race of Natara through my mind all night.
Oh.
Well, shaka when the walls fell.
Shaka when the walls fell, baby. All right, friends. So that one was Star Trek Lower Deck Season 2, Episode 2, Kayshon, His Eyes Open. Very, very good episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And again, we still had some cleanup happening from Season 1. But let's save that because now the only thing left to do is to talk about it. All right, my friends, we just got finished watching Star Trek Lower Deck Season 2, Episode 2, Kayshon, His Eyes Open. Again, I think that I remember, again, this is a little bit about me. While I have seen about 50% of the Next Generation, I remember so little. I mean, I was back in like high school and college when it came out, and the episodes I did watch, I didn't really devote a lot of time. It wasn't something that stuck with me, but there are episodes, just like there are episodes of anything really, that are just more memorable. And the one with the Temerians, where Picard had to learn the language and stuff. While I don't remember a lot of it, I remember really, really enjoying it. I think it's so unique too, where it's basically like you have the context grammar of a language, but you don't have like the actual definitions of what they're using. So you understand them. It's not like it's, completely foreign grammatically. It's just completely foreign, like contextually, which I think is just a fantastic thing. I mean, whoever was like the linguist or like the writer that came up with that episode, tip of the cap here, 30 years removed. What a great idea. Just a fantastic idea. I think that again, much like with what I said with episode 1 of season 2, this one had to deal with a lot of things that were kind of left over from season 1, predominantly Brad. How do we get Brad back onto the Cerritos? We knew it was going to happen. We just needed to know how. And I mean, the easiest way would have been to have him like demoted or something like that, or to have him like transferred over for some type of special mission. But a lot of that stuff sort of been done. Not done to the point where it would have been tired or lazy writing, but it's, this crew likes to do things in a special way. And again, having Riker aboard the Titan as the captain, and then having the throwback to Thomas Riker, who I desperately tried to remember the name of whenever I was doing my reactions for The Enemy Within. The Enemy Within, where the transporter splits Kirk into two versions, an evil half and kind of like a good but incapable of making decisions half. I was reminded of the Thomas Riker and Will Riker split episode. Again, another memorable episode that my Swiss cheese brain held on to a little bit, very little bit. But I think that's very interesting that they decided to go that route and kind of duplicate it with Boimler, not only for it being mentioned and it kind of being fresh in his mind, but it made sense that there was a distortion field involved, and Brad put 2 and 2 together to kind of use that to buffer bounce. At least that's what the graph looked like. The readout looked like he was buffer bouncing between 2 different points to get him back to the Titan, or at least the other members of the away team. He split himself down to the surface. That's where the shuttle came from. So it was very interesting and very well done. And again, it was both an Easter egg and a very clever way of getting Brad back on the ship. Good stuff. I really enjoy Jet's character. Jet again, we didn't have an off-screen, shout or anything like that, which I really love it. And if we did, I missed it, which I certainly hope I didn't do that. But Jet's character is very cool for me because I think that Jet, in fact, I already thought that he was promoted. I think that Jet is going to be one of the characters that is sort of lower decks, is lower decks. They're not going to, I hate the fact that they kind of like pushed him out of the group as soon as Boimler came back. I don't like that kind of stuff at all, but Jet looks like somebody that could easily become bridge crew, that gets the promotion. He's checking all the boxes way earlier than everybody else. Not necessarily way earlier than everybody else. He just has a very more direct, very more noticeable path to promotion. He has a lot of Beckett's kind of not aggressiveness, but a lot of her, strength of character, strength of action. A lot of Boimler's kind of knowing the rules and things of that nature. Now, it didn't help him because, they both got into a pickle there whenever those Roombas were coming to get him. But he was able to, again, both he and Beckett worked well enough together to be able to realize that, they had 2 equal ranking members in Tendi and Rutherford to see what they had to say. And again, I like the idea that we're getting more from Tendi and Rutherford instead of just kind of like tag-alongs. They're both incredibly intelligent, incredibly capable officers, and they need to be utilized a little bit more. And I'm so glad that they did that because we got to see it. We got to see them in action being badasses, and not badasses outside of their fields, being badasses because of their fields. And that's my favorite thing that happens in Star Trek. Don't give me, I don't want to see Bones or Crusher, kicking ass with a phaser. Sure, that's cool in and of itself, but my idea of like Bones or Crusher kicking ass is them performing, like some incredibly intricate surgery during a firefight or during like a battle with the ship, where you get to see just how incredibly good at their job they happen to be. That's whenever I think that Star Trek is at its best. When you have the science officer sciencing the shit out of stuff, when you've got the helmsperson flying the shit out of the ship, and she's just fucking taking it everywhere she needs to go. Erica Ortega's I Fly the Ship. I like stuff like that. I like, for what they are and what their specialty is, seeing their specialty shine. Now, in that same breath, I always love seeing somebody that's a specialist at, science, or a specialist at medicine, or specialist at some form of technology, having to do something physical, being in a firefight, being a fish out of water. That stuff is cool. I just don't like to see them have their moments of greatness in something that's outside of their field, if that makes any sense. I mean, sure, I would applaud that type of stuff, but seeing them be really badass at what they're supposed to be really badass at, well, that's badass. But beyond all of that, we got Boimler tied away. We got the kind of, I don't know if it's something they'll flash back to with Jet. I think Jet's going to come back. I think it's a character they've developed and brought in a couple times, and I think it's a character that they could easily bring in, maybe even as a foil, or maybe even as somebody that gets bitter towards that crew for kind of dismissing him, the lower decks crew. I can see that. I can see that could be something that the writers would use as a device later. I don't think we have some type of like villain arc with Jet. I think Jet is very committed to Starfleet. But that's a tough thing to take whenever you kind of make an inroads with a group and then they just dismiss you. I mean, the one that surprised me in the dismissal like that was Tendi. I understand we'll see where it goes. That might have just been a momentary thing. But again, these writers don't do anything willy-nilly. There is a motive to their madness. And I have to think that kind of shunning of Jet is going to play into something in the future. This crew is too tight. This writing crew is way too tight to let something go. Everything they do, I don't question, but I note, because they are just really, really good at their job. And to watch them cook is just my favorite thing, just for the exact same reason. These writers are so good at creating these tales and these narratives. It's the same thing for me as watching a Starfleet officer do their shit with their chosen profession or their chosen specialty. Let these writers cook, and I am here for it. My friends, this was a really cool episode in that we were able to see a lot of again, it was a problem of the week. We have a collector ship. I'm sure there was an absolute metric shit ton of Easter eggs thrown into that collector ship that, I noticed, I recognized a couple of them. The big Federation or Starfleet blue shirt that was in there. I remember hearing somebody comment in one of the YouTube things, and it wasn't I don't think anybody meant it to be a spoiler, but somebody said, oh, it's just like Giant Spock. And so that stuck with me because I've never seen Giant Spock. And I think they said it was in the animated series that there's a Giant Spock. And I can only assume that is the remains of Giant Spock, this great big kind of, Vulcan skeleton. I couldn't tell if it was Vulcan. I couldn't actually see. I didn't check out the ears, or if there were ears. I don't think there would be on a skull, but that's what I think. But there's plenty of things that were in there that I'm sure I totally missed. But like the sex helmet, I'm sure that's something that I didn't see. I don't know. But again, these things that I see, it's a way of reverse engineering, because I get very, very happy when I see things, either watching the original series and seeing something that I saw first in Lower Decks, which is very strange, or like in the episode last time, Strange Energies, when I saw Gary Mitchell, who's absolutely my very, very favorite, top of the heap S tier NPC guest star in all of Star Trek. I mean, you can say the Q, John Delancey is probably my favorite, but he was in a bunch of episodes. Gary Lockwood is Gary Mitchell. Oh, sublime acting. Oh, chef's kiss. Just love that shit. But anyhow, we, in going back and seeing these, I do appreciate them. I miss them for now, but I always say that it's a miss that I will eventually hit, when I get to these things and I'm able to be like, oh shit, there's Giant Spock, and then, it'll be one of those things. But my friends, I think now it's safe to say that we have moved deep enough into season 2. Now that we're 2 episodes through of season 2. I think it's safe to say that we've moved into the new territory that needs to be charted. The gang's back together. Boimler's back on the Cerritos. We have Beckett and Carol kind of resolved. We have a new security officer in Kayshon. We have who I can't wait to see more of. We've got the Tendi and Rutherford resolutions of the last episode in Strange Energies, where we had their relationship kind of sort of back to where it was. I'm sure there's more to that. But we don't have any dangling threads as of right now. Everything seems to have been tied off, albeit maybe temporarily, but at least to the point where we now have a firm launch pad to go into season 2. I think it's very interesting and very telling to see where episode 3 goes, because if we still have some callbacks to the first season, they need, again, by no means do I question the writers whatsoever. I'm very selfish in the statement that I'm about to make. We've had 2 episodes of the 10 in season 2 kind of devoted to taking care of season 1. I'm perfectly fine with that, perfectly down with that. I just don't want to, and this is not, there is no waste in Star Trek Lower Decks, but I don't want to spend any more time kind of tying up one. I think it's done. I think season 1 is, we can put a bow on it and push it away now. Boimler's back. Everything's where it kind of needs to be for them to truly invest in season 2. And I'm hoping to see that in episode 3. Now, little callbacks to, take care of different things, that's perfectly fine. But, spending we spent a lot of the episode on this one kind of getting Boimler back and bringing Jet in, which that's a necessary thing, I think, for season 2. I'm just saying that I think that now we have every excuse is off the table to need to flash back to season 1 or kind of leave season 1. Now it's time for season 2. And my friends, I'm here for everything. I'm just ready for them to kind of progress the story a bit, and we'll see where we go. And that's by no means a criticism. I've loved these first 2 episodes, and I think they were exceptionally necessary. And they could easily do something in episode 3 or even 4 that would need to be done to kind of resolve season 1, 2 that I'm just forgetting. But as I think personally right now, let's move on and let's see what some new adventures or new story or new arcs happen to be for the characters, the crew, the Cerritos, the Federation, everything, because we're in uncharted territory. I know that Star Trek Picard kind of flashes back to certain things and tells certain things, but to my knowledge, in actual like live action or show wise, I know there's probably some books that address this, but I don't think that we've had any expansion into this time period other than Lower Decks. And I might be wrong about that. I'm wrong about that. But to my knowledge, when like Discovery, Deep Space Nine, and Next Generation in reverse order ended, there was a lag in actual storytelling, and then they pick it up again with the advancement of the Picard series, where they're decades later, we're decades removed. So I'm curious to see now, we are sort of in unexplored, undocumented time, so they could really do a lot of what they want. Now, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. There might be some major event that they reference that's on the horizon that I don't know about, but I don't remember ever having this time period explored in anything other than flashback. Maybe that's the best way to say it. My friends, if you stuck with me, do me a favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy-ding-ding that bell for notifications for any time we go live here on YouTube with any of our Star Trek or science fiction related content. And if you would like these episodes early and in advance, I think I'm 2 or 3 ahead over on Patreon. The link is in the description. We have a growing community and a growing library, and we would love to have you over there, my friends. But that is then, and this is now. And now, the only thing we have left is for me to wish you a happy Vulcan roll. And I'll see you next time, friends.